Yeah, it's been such a terrific summer so far for Jamaican sports, so much so that a history-making theme is developing. The men's lacrosse team, the Reggae Girls and the Sunshine Girls have all created and are still creating their unique bits of history. And the country's female volleyballers are not to be left out, having secured a historic first ever Caribbean senior title last Sunday. They beat seven-time defending champions Trinidad and Tobago in a thrilling 5-set final at the Anthony Nestor Sports Hall in Suriname. The win completed an undefeated campaign for the Jamaicans, who also walked away with 6 individual awards. Joining us in studio, our coach and former Jamaica men's national player, Ricardo Chong, and captain, Sashali Thomas. It is a pleasure to have both of you on the SportsMax zone. And first of all, let me say congratulations, because you have done very well winning this Caribbean Senior Championship. You've had a few days for it to sink in. Talk to me about how you are feeling a few days after this monumental achievement.
Well, first of all, thank you for having us, but I don't think it has sunk in as yet.
Ooh.
It hasn't. It's been a few years in the making. And to actually go to the tournament and be undefeated and come away with the championship, as well as win the majority of the individual awards, it's just, I mean, mind-blowing right now.
Sashali?
It has not seeped in yet, like he said, but taking the time to actually process it, I feel so happy, excited, and I can't wait for the future of Jamaica volleyball.
Yeah, let me talk about a few things that stood out to me. One of them was your ability to come up big in massive moments in this tournament. So I look at a few key matches. You played Trinidad and Tobago twice, right, in the preliminary stage, and then again in the championship match. What was it, 18-16 at the preliminary stage, and 15-13 in the championship match. Critical moments, and you were able to come out on top. You played Barbados a couple of times as well, and while you beat them in straight sets, there were some extremely close sets that you were just able to pull out again. What was it about this team that got you over the line in those big moments, and so consistently as well?
Right. As you said, there were close matches, for sure. The ones with Trinidad. We also had a very close match with Suriname. But I think it's just a testament to the mental toughness of this team and the fact that they went there with a goal in mind, and they held it together at the points where we needed them to get us across the line. I must give credit as well to one of the players, Simone Askew, right, who was the on-court captain, able to get everybody calm in those moments, take a breath, and then to play on. Yeah. So I must give her credit for that.
Yeah, Sashali?
Agreed. I had no doubt in my mind going to Suriname that we would come away with this victory, especially coming out of training camp. The last few practice, I already knew with our chemistry and the mental toughness that we were going to go undefeated as well as bring home the championship. So I'm very happy for that. Yeah.
Jamaica has not competed at the Volleyball Caribbean Senior Championship since 2017. Right. In 2017, you got to the final. Yeah. And this is the first time you are back since. Talk to me about the makeup of this team and how it was put together. I notice you have a few overseas-based players.
Right. So in 2017, which was my first year coaching, I thought that we needed to inject a few players with a little bit more experience than only local players that play at our club level. So at that time, I started a little bit of recruiting out of the college system in the United States, trying to access the wider Jamaican diaspora. And we found players like Sasha in college and invited them to the team. And we kept that up because this year we added Michael Vernon, who was the eventual MVP of the tournament, She's currently playing at Oregon State on scholarship. So we have a few players like that we've added to the team, along with working with the local players to improve their technique and skill level so that we can get to the point where we are a winning team.
Yeah, Sashali, give us the story of when coach reached out to you trying to recruit you and the decision-making process in joining this unit.
Actually, it all started when I started to play club volleyball in the States. I found out about the program, but then after I went to college, I guess somebody sent Ricardo my name and that I was playing, and I was Jamaican at the same time, and so he started recruiting me back in 2015, and then I started coming to train with them, and then in 2017 that's when I started my journey as a national team player.
Yeah, and talk to me about, give us a little bit more background about Sashali, where you were born,
Okay.
the whole transition, everything.
So Sashali was actually born in Jamaica, Newland, Portmore, that's his. And then from Newland, Portmore, I went to...
Big up the Portmore Massive.
Exactly, big up Portmore Massive. And then when I was a baby, I got... my family moved to Arnett Garden, big up Arnett Gardens, because that place means so much to me. You know, I thrive. Every time people ask me where I'm from, I'm like, Kingston, Jamaica, but specifically Arnett, because there's a lot of talented products that come out of that place, and I'm very proud to be from that place. So big up Arnett. But yeah, that's my story. And then I migrated to the States when I was 11 with my dad. Yeah. But my mother still lives here, so I still come back and visit often.
By the way, the outstanding triple jumper Jaden Hibbert is from Arnett Gardens. Yes. So, yeah, fabulous place. And so many are supporters of their football team as well. 2 weeks before the tournament, it seemed as if it might not happen. You might not get to go.
Yeah.
Because of some funding issues.
Yes. Like most minor sports, which I don't like that terminology though, we always are in need of funding. For events like this. 2 weeks before the tournament, our president contacted us to say that funding was not enough and that we may not be going because there were also no flights. But I think the extremely hardworking management team headed by Michelle Daly, we pushed as much as we could to get the team to go because we knew what the team had. I knew what the team was going there to do.
Given how difficult it is to get funding, and you say you don't like using the term minor sports, and I agree with you because it really is only minor because of the region that we're in, or it only seems minor because of the region that we're in. But Sashali, as a player and someone who works hard to represent your country, how does it make you feel when you know here that you might not be able to compete on such a stage because of funding issues?
When I first heard, I got extremely sad because I know that the work that we've been putting in for the past 2 months, I know what he has been teaching us in training cannot go in vain. So I think it hurt us a lot, and I think one of the takeaway from that is we need a lot of support. You know, we have the product, we have the talent, we have the drive to put Jamaica on the map as a volleyball country or an upcoming volleyball country. So I think the support, the fund, I think it can go a long way for us.
Yeah. What will this win? Well, what does this win mean for volleyball in Jamaica, Ricardo?
I think it means hopefully a lot to volleyball in Jamaica because we were dormant since 2017. So hopefully it helps to jumpstart the sport. Also on the women's side, I think we hopefully will get a lot more people being interested in the sport and to raise the level of the game on the women's side for sure. And everybody can now look to us to say that we are Caribbean champions.
Right.
And what does the program look like for the remainder of the year?
So we are, as Caribbean champions, we get a bid to continentals, but we don't know when exactly. So we're waiting that confirmation through our association, because they will be able to talk to the Continental Federation about that.
And Sasha, even without knowing when it's going to be, how do you now start your preparation for that?
Obviously get some rest, ice some injuries, and get right back into the gym on the volleyball court and stay prepared. So when it's time we get that call that this is the date that we're going to compete, I'm ready for the team to go all out.
15 seconds each. Final one. Ricardo, I start with you. The Olympic Games, it's the ultimate.
It is.
Can you see this team eventually getting to that level?
I mean, the Olympics is always the ultimate goal for any sport. We have a few smaller hurdles that we need to overcome, like continentals, playing Pan American in this region, and then we can look towards the Olympic Games.
Yes, Sasha Lee?
I would have to agree with him. You know, one step at a time. The first goal is bringing home the championship for the Caribbean Cup, and then the next goal to go to Norseca Pan Am Games, and then we go on from there. So one bucket list check off at a time.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Sasha Lee Thomas, Ricardo Chung, thank you very much for joining us on the SportsMax Zone. It's been a pleasure. Congratulations on a great achievement. You did well.
Thank you.
All right, we take a break at the track. Coming up next with Lance Whitaker.